Another prime example of China's social structure of the time was seen during Wang Lung's journey south. Upon arriving in the south, Wang Lung had trouble understanding the southerners. This is due to the fall of the central organized government during the Qing dynasty, the rise of different regions, and the rich aristocrat leaders led to a divided China, where even 100 miles south was a different dialect. Well, that about wraps it up for today's lesson. Catch us next week for more exciting lessons on the good earth. For now, this is Austin, signing off.
I'm Ashley King, and here's a short overview of the Good Earth. Wang Lung lives with his father on a small farm in rural China. He decides to get married, so he goes to the house of Wang and marries a slave woman, Olan, who is not beautiful, but she is a hard worker. They harvest the land together for a while, and then she has a son. Wang Lung has a bit of extra silver and buys a rice plot from the house of Wang. Alon gives birth to a girl whilst a drought is occurring. She has another girl whom she has to strangle because she cannot feed her. Wang Lung and his family are forced to move to the southern city for the winter. They are poor and want to return to their farm. Wang Lung and Olan begin to steal jewels and gold. They buy 300 acres of Wang's land. Olan has twins, and Wang Lung hires workers and becomes wealthy from the land. He purchases a concubine and treats Olan very poorly. But later he apologizes to her when she becomes terminally ill. His uncle, who gambles, is living with them and takes advantage of their home and most of their money. Wang Lung's son often argue over money, and in the end they plan to sell the family land, but Wang Lung tells them not to, and he is dying in the end.
Hi, my name is Kate Kissel, and I'm here to talk to you about the symbols in the good earth. So one of the most prominent symbols in the good earth is man's relationship to earth. Throughout the novel, the connection between human and earth are associated with good sense, good work ethic, and respect for nature, while alienation from their land is associated with corruption. Oppression of women in Chinese culture is the second symbol, and immediately in the book, when Olan came home with Wang Long, she was expected to walk at least a couple yards behind them, work in the fields, bear children, and make food without hardly talking. And that's all.
Hi, my name is Alex Arnold, and we'll be talking about the good earth. More importantly, we'll be talking about the setting and how important of a role it plays into the story. Now, the timeline is difficult to find out, but it occurs 1880 to 1930. Why is that so important? Great question. It's so important because China is having a civil war at that time about communists, which even, in fact, forces Wang Lun and his wife to leave for a period of time. But the main setting occurs at the farm and the house, which is strange because they talk about the land underneath the farm more than the actual farm. In fact, you don't even find out what he's even growing or what the farm looks like. But it makes sense because the story itself is called The Good Earth, and them focusing on the earth would make sense, right? In fact, you even see Wang Lun sacrificing all the time for the good earth and to always have a good harvest